Welcome back to Luxionado, the ultimate channel for luxury aficionados. Today, we will discuss the hobbies of the rich because, quite frankly, the rich live different lifestyles than regular folks. Let's dive straight into the 20 hobbies that only the rich can afford. The first hobby is golfing. The world's wealthiest golfers seek out the finest courses and don't mind paying big money to play. Exclusive clubs are definitely expensive. The average initiation price to join an exclusive golf club in the United States is between $200,000 and $500,000, with annual membership fees ranging in the tens of thousands. Floating in at number 2 is yachting. If you can buy a boat, you don't need to cruise with strangers. Most bigger boats have captains and crews, so you don't need to know how to sail to go out. Unfortunately, this activity requires a big bank account. Renting one costs $10,000 a week, and purchasing a new 100-foot yacht will cost more than $30 million on average. At number 3, we have world travel. For many employed Americans, short vacations are affordable and can be easily attainable with the use of their couple weeks of vacation time. For their European counterparts, shorter and longer trips are more attainable with the use of their month of vacation time. But not everyone can afford luxury travel. Luxurious travel is more attainable for the rich, especially if you include luxury hotels, first-class flights, exotic excursions, and meals from high-end restaurants. Speeding into the 4th spot is race car driving. High-performance race car driving is a thrilling experience for car enthusiasts, and it is quite a costly one too. If you would like to race cars as a hobby, it would cost you over $1,000 a day to get on the track. The NASCAR racing experience charge is over $4,000 for 48 minutes on the track if you want to drive a real NASCAR. If you prefer Formula One, then that experience will cost you about $6,000. Racing cigarette boats comes in 5th place. Cigarette boat racing appeals to wealthy speed lovers because this activity is really expensive. The cost of these speedy boats can range from $20,000 to over $1 million. The 6th hobby is flying planes. Instead of purchasing a private jet like your normal rich person would, some members of the 1% would rather fly their own planes. It is certainly an expensive hobby because piloting your own aircraft requires resources. Training to receive a private pilot's license costs $6,000 to $20,000. Meanwhile, the purchase price of a private jet can range from $1 million to $100 million. The 7th hobby is exotic animal collecting. Some millionaires want more than a dog, a cat, or a fish. They like rare and pricey creatures such as big cats, monkeys, huge snakes, and other exotic animals. Purchasing these exotic creatures is expensive. Lion cubs can range in price from $1,500 to $15,000, while tiger cubs cost around $7,000 on average. While a smaller exotic cat, such as a bobcat, will cost around $900. Big Cat Rescue estimates an investment of $100,000 in the first year of owning a big cat, with an annual cost of over $10,000 to take care of the cat. For smaller exotic cats, expect over $25,000 for the first year and ongoing annual costs of over $7,500. Big game hunting is at the 8th spot. Hunting is not cheap. Hunting large game in the United States will cost anywhere from $2,000 to $15,000. The price of hunting lions, elephants, and other big game in Africa may cost over $100,000. Number 9 is horse racing. Breeding, training, and competing with your own horses can be really expensive. First of all, the average cost of a racehorse is $75,000. The one-time expense of housing a racehorse will range from $25,000 to $425,000. The monthly expense to take care of the horse will be just over $4,000 to $7,200. Plus, the training easily costs 30 grand to 50 grand annually. The 10th hobby is polo. The wealthy like horseback polo. Thus, it's a costly pastime. This sport can cost up to 400 grand per month to play. The 11th is antique collecting. Antique collecting is costly for wealthy individuals. For example, the price of antique Oriental rigs can range from $1,500 to over $1 million. At number 12, we have art collecting. High-end art collecting is pricey. In 1962, the Mona Lisa was valued at $100 million. Now, in 2023, it is easily valued at over $969 million. Many millionaires and billionaires are avid art collectors with impressive collections. The 13th hobby is vintage car collecting. Super rich people love to collect vintage cars. Talk show host Jay Leno absolutely adores vintage cars and is said to have a collection that is worth $52 million. Mountain climbing is the 14th hobby. Anyone may walk a mountain for fitness or scenery, but you'll need money to climb the world's most iconic heights. A wealthy climber may spend 11 grand on climbing licenses just to reach Mount Everest. Skydiving is the 15th hobby. A one-time experience of skydiving will not break the bank, but skydiving regularly is expensive. The skydiving gear alone will cost you 5 grand to 9 grand. Scuba diving is the 16th hobby. Another pricey passion of the rich is scuba diving. Scuba diving certification and equipment cost $500 a piece, which is actually reasonable. But once you include transportation and housing at top diving destinations, it gets costly. Winemaking is the 17th hobby. Winemaking is certainly another pricey pastime of the elite. Buying a winery ranges from 60 grand to $3 million. The 18th hobby belongs to hot air ballooning. A hot air balloon trip is breathtaking, but it is a costly pastime. A 90-minute weekend ride costs $25, flight school costs $2,750, and the balloon costs 20 grand. The 19th hobby is ballroom dancing. If taken seriously as a hobby, ballroom dancing can become pricey. This hobby can easily cost $10,000 per year if you compete. Lastly, the 20th hobby is high-stakes poker. Some millionaires with the extra funds to blow like to play poker for high stakes. The world's wealthiest players play high-stakes poker tournaments with million-dollar buy-ins. So, does anyone practice these hobbies? Tell us in the comments section below. Plus, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We will see you soon.